You know what? It's so funny actually, guys, but so many times I start thinking about, did my team made a reservation in my favorite place? And I was like, I think there is nothing like when you call someone like champion, when you hear the champion, it's like, how can I actually complain about anything? Like if you're like, if you won.
The Porsche Arena in Stuttgart is a place defined by tradition, by a sophisticated German audience that appreciates the technical nuances of the game, and by a quiet, almost reverent respect for the legends of the sport. But right now, that tradition has been completely upended by a force of nature that the tournament organizers simply did not see coming. We are witnessing something that has left the reigning world-class superstars, including the likes of Sabalenka, in a state of absolute disbelief. The arrival of Alexandra EALA in Germany has triggered a cultural and athletic explosion that has transformed the prestigious WTA 500 event into what feels like a home court advantage for a 20-year-old girl from the Philippines. When Sabalenka, a woman used to commanding the spotlight in every corner of the globe, stands on the sidelines and watches the reception Alex EALA receives, she is reportedly speechless. This isn't just about tennis anymore. This is the EALA effect reaching a level of mainstream intensity that the sport has rarely, if ever, witnessed. Do you believe that the unprecedented level of fan support Alex EALA is receiving in Europe is the ultimate psychological weapon that will allow her to topple top 5 seeds like Sabalenka this week? Or is the sheer volume of the EALA effect something that might eventually create too much pressure for the young star to sustain? I want to see your most passionate predictions and your analysis of this historic atmosphere in the comments section right now. To understand why Sabalenka is so stunned, you have to appreciate the contrast between the typical Stuttgart atmosphere and the reality of 2026. The Porsche Tennis Grand Prix is known as a boutique tournament. It is elite, it is restricted to the best of the best, and the crowd is usually very balanced, cheering for excellence regardless of the player's nationality. But the moment Alex EALA stepped onto the red clay for her first practice session, that balance vanished. The Filipino diaspora across Germany, Switzerland, France, and the Netherlands has descended upon Stuttgart in numbers that have shattered all previous attendance records for the early days of the week. We are talking about thousands of fans, decked out in Philippine colors, waving flags, and creating a wall of sound that makes the Porsche Arena feel like it has been transported to the heart of Manila. Sabalenka, the top seed and a multi-time finalist in this tournament, is used to being the main attraction. She is used to the fans lining up for her signature and the cameras being fixed on her every move. But reports from the practice grounds suggest that when she finished her hit and looked over at the adjacent court where Alex EALA was warming up, she saw a crowd 4 times the size of her own. She saw children crying with joy just to see EALA slide on the clay. She saw a level of communal devotion that transcends simple sports fandom. This isn't just people rooting for a tennis player. This is an entire culture celebrating a hero who has proven that their dreams belong on the world's biggest stages. Sabalenka's speechless reaction wasn't one of jealousy, but of genuine shock at the sheer scale of the phenomenon. The viral clips from these sessions show exactly why the EALA effect is so powerful. We see Alex EALA, coached by Tony Nadal, handling the pressure with a professional maturity that belies her 20 years. She isn't just waving and smiling, she is putting in the work, striking the ball with a heavy, left-handed topspin that echoes the power of the Nadal name. But every time she hits a winner, the roar from the stands is so loud that players on the other side of the facility are reportedly stopping their own drills to see what is happening. The German media has already started labeling her the People's Champion of Stuttgart, noting that the tournament has gained a new demographic of fans who are bringing a warmth and an energy that the indoor clay season has never seen before. Why does this matter for the actual competition? Because tennis is a game of momentum and psychology. When a player like Alex EALA walks into a stadium knowing that 90% of the audience is praying for her success, she finds a gear that other athletes simply cannot access. We saw this in Dubai and Miami, but in Stuttgart, the stakes are higher. This is the tournament where the elite gather to prove they are ready for the French Open. For a young star who entered as a wild card, having this kind of atmospheric backing is like having a head start in every set. Sabalenka and the other top seeds now realize that playing against EALA isn't just a tactical battle. It's an emotional war against an entire nation. The commercial impact is equally staggering. Nike has strategically leaned into this moment, releasing limited edition EALA gear that has sold out across Europe within 48 hours. The demand for anything associated with her brand has reached a fever pitch. In the Ambassador Tunnel at Nike's world headquarters, her image stands alongside the greatest icons in the history of sports. And this week in Germany is proof that they made the right investment. Corporations are realizing that EALA is a bridge to a global market of millions who are loyal, passionate, and deeply invested in her journey. While other players are fighting for traditional recognition, EALA is creating a new blueprint for what a global sports icon looks like in 2026. Let us analyze the technical evolution that has Sabalenka and her team so concerned. Under the guidance of Tony Nadal, EALA has transformed her clay court game into a sophisticated defensive and offensive weapon. Her ability to slide into her backhand and redirect pace with that signature left-handed angle is now at an elite professional level. In her recent practice win over Linda Noskova, EALA proved that she can not only absorb the power of the tour's biggest hitters, but can actually outgrind them in the long rallies. This is the Nadal philosophy of enjoying the suffering brought to life. She is learning to embrace the physical toll of the red clay, and when you combine that technical skill with the deafening support of the crowd, you have a player who is a nightmare for any seeded opponent. The Filipino fans in Stuttgart are being described by the local German press as the most polite and passionate crowd they have ever encountered. They don't boo the opponents. They simply lift their champion to heights that seem impossible. We saw Coco Gauff, one of the biggest names in the sport, publicly acknowledge that the crowd was there for EALA during their training session. This level of humility and recognition from a Grand Slam champion proves that EALA has earned her place at the top of the pyramid. The locker rooms are talking, the coaches are analyzing, and the fans are waiting for the moment history is written. Aryna Sabalenka's speechless moment is a symbol of the changing of the guard. It represents the realization that the sport is expanding into territories it never meaningfully touched before. EALA is the pioneer of this movement. She moved to Mallorca at 13, away from her family, to chase a dream that no one in her country had ever achieved. Every baseline winner she strikes in Stuttgart is a tribute to that sacrifice. She isn't just playing for herself. She is playing for the girl in Quezon City who is watching a grainy live stream at 3 in the morning. She is playing for the diaspora workers in Europe who finally see themselves reflected in a global superstar. The road to the title in Stuttgart is paved with the most difficult challenges in tennis. 7 of the top 10 players in the world are in this draw. But EALA has something that none of them have, the EALA effect. She has a momentum that transcends the rankings and a support system that is truly global. As the main draw begins, the eyes of the world are on the Porsche Arena. Will the Filipina sensation turn this viral energy into a trophy and a new car? Or will the veteran experience of the world's elite finally find a way to quiet the crowd? Regardless of the outcome, Alexandra EALA has already won the battle for respect. She has made the world's #1 speechless, and she has made Germany fall in love with Philippine tennis. The cultural weight of this moment cannot be overstated. We are seeing a new era where an athlete's impact is measured not just by trophies, but by the hearts they touch and the communities they inspire. EALA is a bridge between the East and the West, a product of the Rafa Nadal Academy, but a hero of the Philippines. Her story is a reminder that excellence knows no boundaries. As she prepares for her opening match, the tension in Stuttgart is reaching a state of absolute peak intensity. Every slide, every fist pump, and every ace will be met with a roar that can be heard across the continent. We are following every single update every bit of news from the locker rooms, and every viral interaction as this historic week in Germany unfolds. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and that you have hit the notification bell so you never miss a second of our deep dive coverage. The 2026 clay court season is the most exciting time in the history of women's tennis, and EALA is the one leading the charge. Drop a like on this video if you believe the Filipina sensation is destined to drive away in that Porsche and cement her legacy as an all-time great. The world is watching, the fans are ready, and history is being written with every swing of the racket. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey as the Filipina star continues to bloom in the heart of Europe.